have any previous versions, then it's okay. But if you have anything, see, sometimes while you installing, so it will ask whether to import from the previous version or not. Okay, if you don't have anything, you just click on this, or if you are installing a latest version, you need to go with the first option. Okay, and once this is done, this screen will be visible if you are doing it for the first time. So either you are doing it for a mobile or a pad, or it is a wearable device, or like is it a computer, or so any of the things you can launch. So usually it will be like this. So here if it is asking like to update any things, so you just click on that update and then try to update all the plugins. If you don't update, what happens is the latest version classes or the method will not be properly working. So you just need to like click on update and restart if you already have the older version, and then it will try to reload the new version. Okay, so you just need to update and restart them, and then click on next. Okay, so how do you install? So basically you will get two modes. One is like standard and the other is custom. So you just try to choose standard option and then click next and then finish it. So it will try to install all the necessary packages and all the necessary building tools needed for your Android to do it. So you need to check. It will take little time. So initially it will take like 30 to 40 minutes time, so that it will install each and everything, and then once it is done, so you just need to click on finish. Okay, so once you do the finish option, so this is the one which is going to be like shown to you on the Android screen. Okay, so if you are doing it for the first time, you will be seeing this screen. Okay, or else if you are already have opened some program, and then it will automatically open the existing program. Okay, so like this it will look whenever you open the Android Studio. Okay, so this is how it will be looking. So here whenever you want to create a new program, so what you need to do is like you need to go to file, click on new, and then you will get a new project. Okay, so you need to select that. Once you select it here, so there are like inbuilt templates that are available. Let's say if you want to have a bottom navigation bar, you can use this. If you have like a map related things, or if you want to add a ad related things, or if you want to design some navigation drawer or a settings activity, so you can use the templates. But one thing with the templates is that if you try to use them, you need to understand the inbuilt connections, and if you want to code it for yourself or customize the existing things, it will become really difficult. And what is the name of each and every button, and then you need to get that button identity into your programming logic, and you have to write the logic. So instead of that, writing your own program is like much easier and simpler than complicating by understanding that. So mostly we will be working with the empty activity. Okay, so just click on the empty activity, just rename the program first program. Okay, and then so here this is the package where you are putting in your programs. Okay, so a package called this is created, and it is located in the C directory first program. Okay, so this is how we are creating. So if you don't want, what you can do is like you can change the location. So under C drive, under the programs, I want to keep it, so just click that. Okay, so and then click on finish. So here you also have one more thing. You have a language specification here, either Java or Kotlin we have to choose. Okay, so if you are choosing like Java, we will be writing the codes with Java, and you can also choose like Kotlin. So Kotlin is like the latest way of writing the codes with the programming. but as the syllabus is like given, I mean, with the program, so that's the reason we'll be studying this one. Okay, so that is why we'll be studying that. And one more thing, sorry. Okay, so how do you open the project is now, this is how it will be opened up. So 1 second, 2 files has been opened up. Acha. Okay, so how do you start the Android Studio is like you just need to click on Android Studio, and it will automatically launch with all the settings. Okay, so once you do that, so the next step is like you need to select, like you'll be giving the name and the location, all these things. So here one more thing you need to look into is like you have an option called this minimum SDK. Okay, so basically when we are working with Android applications, it is always necessary that you need to choose the minimum SDK. What does the minimum SDK does is, let's say there are like so many versions of operating systems being released, right? So when many operating systems are being released, what happened is like the latest phones or the latest mobiles will have like the latest operating system, right? And similarly, let's say the people with the middle, let's say 2 3 years before, they had like Oreo and R as an operating system. And majority of the people, what do they do is they have simple like Pi or something as an operating system. So here what we will do is like we will try to target major range of people. So if you try to choose the minimum, let's say if ice cream is chosen, all the apps above ice cream will be supporting this application. So that is how the minimum SDK matters. So if you try to choose the latest one, the percentage here, it is like 100% of devices are supported for this. So if you try to choose like the latest version, only 20% devices only can use your application, or only 5% of users can use your application. So like that it will be suggesting the things. So you need to decide how many users you are targeting. So based on that, you have to choose the minimum SDK so that to target more number of people. So once you install everything, so you'll be ready, and then you need to choose an empty activity. Once the empty activity is done, so you will be specifying the name. Okay, so the name of the activity, and then the layout of the activity. Okay, so once we give that thing, so usually a tip will be coming for every day. Okay, so you can close that, and once the tip is done, so you'll be seeing a window which is more similar to Eclipse or NetBeans. Okay, so it's still loading. 1 second. Did it? Thing went. Okay, so what do you need to do is like once you, I'm not sure why is it loading or not. Okay, so give me a second. I think I have thought that earlier program was there, again overloading. Okay, I'll just stop the screen share again and then do it again so that it will just load it back. So if I stop sharing, it will be like a little quick. Okay. Shit.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am, I have a doubt, ma'am.
Yes, ma.
Ma'am, using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, we can build websites, no, ma'am.
Hmm.
And we can also make it mobile compatible, like responsive websites also.
Yeah.
After making a website, when we host it, we'll get a link, no, ma'am, the host link, like
Hmm.
after
Hmm.
deploying.
Hmm.
We can use that host link and make an app using PWA, no, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then why should we use more complicated and heavy softwares like Android Studios?
See, let's say you have built it. If it is a static web page, then it's fine. But if it is going to be a dynamic and then working with lots of data, so then the responsiveness won't be that easy. Okay, so for that reason, we have to like go with the application designs with the softwares. Okay, so mostly the things that you try would be like mostly replicating a static web pages, so they don't need much data. Only thing is they'll be loading whenever you start loading them, so like that it will be. And now like few website designings came in, like wherein like if they select the option, it automatically gives you the things. Okay, so that is one way you can do, but mostly preferable is that, see, yeah, let's say you have lot of username and passwords, right? So the website design, even though you try to make it responsive, it won't be that much easier, because the storage of the data and the link up is not that easy compatible. Okay, if it is static, it's okay, there is no issue. I'm not sure why it's not loading up. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Something or the other issue is coming, I'm not sure. Okay, so first thing what I want you to do is like just open the PPT which I have shared you. Okay, and try to install all those things. Okay, and then once you install, as I told, the first program, and then you'll be getting this screen. So the latest Android version has like many things. So you have a project structure. So the project structure will be on the left hand side. Okay, so the project structure basically contains like the app and the Gradle. Okay, so basically what does the app has is like, app contains like manifest files, the Java file, and resources file, and the Gradle script is like which is needed to execute your program on the Android. Okay, so whenever you are working with like the Gradle script, so if you have some things to work on, like some other packages or something needed in your program, so here what we will do is like we will try to add those libraries or the dependencies, and we will try to update it with our program. So sometimes there will be like lot of packages missing, so what you need to do is you just need to click on the Gradle sync. Okay, so if you sync it, all the projects related packages will be loaded, and then it will be like working efficiently. Okay, so that is how we will do. Okay, so here you have like as I told, under app you have manifest file, you have Java file and resources file. Okay, so I'll just show you one more PPT, that would be better, as the file is not opening up. I'll just quickly open the another one as well. So is my screen visible, ma?
No, ma'am.
Nothing is visible, or okay?
You have not shared.
Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, okay. So this should be problem. This we discussed, or have I discussed the entire structure of the screen? So when we open our new program, like I gave the name, I gave like the path where I have to store the file, and then once I give the minimum SDK to which I have to target, so then I'll get a window like this. Okay, so here basically if you see, you have a window where you can see the projects, and you have a window where you can see the layout palette, and you have a window where you can see like the preview options, and you have one more window where you can see the device screens, and at the bottom you have the monitors and the debuggers. Okay, so when we see on the project side, basically two things are there. One is application and another is Gradle. So Gradle script is basically used to link all the packages and the necessary documents to execute your project. Okay, and coming to the application contains four things. One is manifest, Java, resource, resource files, right? So under manifest file, basically the manifest file contains like the execution of let's say you are executing your program, so it has to be open whenever you click on that particular icon in your mobile phone, or like it needs to provide that runtime environment, right? So whatever the application that you are running, it should be loaded into that runtime environment. So and to do that thing, so it indicates like what is the first program or the first page whenever the user clicks that icon. So that is called the manifest file. So here in manifest file, we will be writing all the necessary details, like what is the first page. So manifest is like bringing into life, right? So whenever the app is clicked, so which page should be displayed. So in websites we have like index .html, right? So similarly in manifest file we will be telling what is the first page that is going to display whenever you click on the particular icon. Okay, so once that is done, you have the Java file. So Java file is the place where you actually write the logic. Okay, so you'll be writing the logic in this in this Java course. Okay, we will see more into that. And then we have a resource file. Okay, so the resource file, what does it do is like, it basically what to say, it basically provides you all the resources that are needed for your application. Let's say if you need an image in your application, so we'll be copying that image into the drawable folder. Okay, so if you need some design or architecture, so in that case you need to include that again into the activity. Okay, so all these things what we will do is like we need to provide all the necessary resources for the uh, for the app to be executed. Okay, so let's say for example you want to represent in a linear layout, one after the other, one after the other, or let's say you want to keep it in a grid layout. Let's say in kind of grids you want to keep, or let's say if you want to keep it in a table layout, so you need to specify in which layout you want to execute your things. Okay, so you have to provide all the necessary things needed for the execution of the program. Okay, and here activity.main.xml, here it acts like a presenter as well. See, in HTML we have the HTML tag and tags, and as well as the if you add some JavaScript to program it. So right, similarly here also activity underscore main.xml file will be acting like a design part. Okay, so the design you can here do it in two different ways. One, you can do it directly by coding with XML codes, or directly by using this palette options. You can, if you drag drop in design, automatically the XML file gets generated. Okay, so that is how you can do. Either you can drag drop here, or either you can make the changes in the XML file. Okay, so whenever we execute any program or any Android application, so in Java you have a main activity. So main activity is nothing but the first page, which would be the landing page for the user whenever he launches the application. Okay, so all the time main activity will be the first page where the user will be activating. And similarly the design also should be like uh, the design names convention will be given as activity underscore main. Okay, so let's say you have two pages, let's say you have another page like second activity. When you say second activity, and the layout naming convention will change as activity underscore second dot xml. So for each page you need the design, right? So for design you will be using XML, and for Java you will be using activity, main activity dot Java file or second activity dot Java file. Like that you will be specifying here. Okay, so to execute your program you will have main activity dot XML file, main activity dot Java file. Okay, and you also have min maps. So what does min map do is, let's say you have like two or let's say you are programming it for 500 by 600 size screen mobile. Okay, so later on when you try to launch the same application, let's say for 1000 by 1000 size screen mobile device, so it should provide you the compatibility. So in order to provide that compatibility, you need to copy that same application for different versions. So here you will have like HDPI, MDPI, extremely high DPI. So many versions will be there. So when you copy, let's say one image you are programming, let's say for HDPI. HDPI means high dots per inch. So per inch there will be high number of dots, medium dots, and only DPIs. So 1 dot per inch. So like that the data will be stored. So if it is per inch 1 dot, less information stored. So the image will be like blurry. And if more number of dots are stored in an inch, so more information is stored. So like that, if you need more compatibility, you have to copy that image in all these things. Then automatically it aligns whenever you load it in any of the screen sizes. So your app will look good if you are even loading in different applications. Okay, so this is one way how you do it. So and then for designing you need to just drag drop and then do the process. Okay, once you have written the program, so basically we will be writing the program in okay, so you will be writing the program. See, for the first program to execute, by default there will be a hello world. Okay, so if you execute that hello world, so in order to execute you need an AVD, or an emulator, or you can use your own mobile phones to execute these things. Okay, so have I explained this part? So the same thing, so this is the latest versions. Okay, so if you want to like work with like a new project, so let me try starting this Android. It was not loading, give me a second. Mm, it was there suddenly. Okay, so probably I'll execute it and show you. Give me a second. At least I'll just show how it looks. Okay, so don't do anything. Just try to like what to say. You just launch the application, create new file. Okay, so as I told in this example, you just have to like just open a new program, select empty activity, give the activity name and the XML file name. Once the file is executed, okay, it will by default gives you a first program which says hello world. Okay, so once you do that, so I told you like you can do it with an emulator or you can run it with your own program. So the Android Studio itself will provide you an environment where you can create your own virtual device. Okay, so if you want to create or execute the program in an emulator, but I don't prefer that, because the emulator will take like 2 GB space, and then it hangs all the things. Okay, so whenever you try to execute that, it completely hangs all the environment. So it's always better. See, even though you have 8 GB RAM, you will find sometimes difficult when you try to run your application. Okay, so once you start this play button, so just create the program, give the name and simply run it. So once you run it, you will get an option. So because where should I run it, you are asking me to run my application, where should I run it? So either you should connect it to your mobile phone, or you should create a virtual device. So here you can just click on create new virtual device, and then here what happens is you can choose to which device you are actually targeting. Okay, so if it is phones, so inbuilt different phones will be available like Pixel, Nexus, so different varieties and the resolution sizes. So for which size mobile phone you are targeting, so you need to choose that mobile phone. And then you will also have like the operating system to be selected. So you need to select which operating system that you want to execute. So you can select like one operating system that you wish to work. So and then click on download. So basically try to select Oreo or that thing, so that it can be compatible with many of the devices. Okay, so you just need to click on download. So once the download is done, you told that I need a phone with so and so resolution, and I need a operating system with so and so version. So once you tell that, it will ask you to accept the agreement. So once you accept it, it will start downloading. Okay, so once the downloading is done and once you click the finish button, so you will see so the Nugget is installed. So if you need one more, you can install it one more operating system as well. But then if you don't want, you can go to next. So for Nexus mobile phone, so with 10080 into 19 by 20 size resolution pixel is loaded with a nugget. So in a portrait mode, either horizontal you want or a portrait mode, you just need to select that and then click on finish. So once you click on finish, so you will get a virtual device. So it may ask you sometimes like I mean it will tell everything is installed, or if it needs to be installed and continue, so you just click install and continue. So all the related packages will be installed and you need to click finish. So once you click finish, so this is the emulator that is going to be resulted. Okay, so once this emulator is opened, so whatever the program that you have created, that gets reflected. So this was the first hello world program. Okay, so the as the first program, so by default we don't do anything, just give the name, load it, load the emulator, load the operating system, and then just simply execute. So just follow these steps as indicated in the PPT, so you will able to execute the first program. Okay, so actually I thought of showing it with the Android Studio, but anyways, so here whenever you are writing or whenever you want to modify something, so the design aspects is with the activity underscore main XML. Okay, so here this is the one where you actually design the entire thing, and in Java actually you will be writing the logic for those designs. Okay, and one more thing, whenever you launch any application, by default the Android Studio has a constraint layout. So what does a constraint layout tell is like, see, if it is a linear layout, one after the other, everything automatically gets aligned. Let's say if you are having like let's say a table layout, so in row wise it will try to align. So but the constraint layout advantage is you can fix drag drop any element at any location, but you need to specify above this what should be there, below this what should be there, that constraints you have to mention. So constraint layouts are most preferable because you can position whatever item you want at any of the places. So that is how it is more useful and easier. Okay, so I mean if you want to get the properties or like get the things, okay, or if you want to delete it, so what you need to do is just click on that. Okay, click on like the icon there, hello world is just a text view. So I in detail explain you like the different widgets, how to use them, all these things. So in the beginning it will be like little complex or might be like little not understanding or something like that, but as we program one after the other, you'll be like much familiar and it comes unease like to execute the things. Okay, so by seeing this thing in the beginning, don't be like afraid. So very soon you will be like used to this environment and you will be like working efficiently. Okay, so here if you want to delete, you can delete by choosing this and by dragging and dropping one more text view. Text view is nothing but like a label. Okay, so you can drag drop, again a new label comes in and you can set the properties as well. Okay, and here you have an option called auto connect, which is U button. Okay, so whenever you drop drag drop element, so this auto connection is will be on or off. Okay, so do you want to set any auto connection between the elements or something? Okay, so if you want you can keep it or else you can remove it. And see, whenever you want something, what you will do is like drag a button from the palette and put it onto the layout. So you need to use mouse and then drag drop it, or if you are working with mouse pad, you just need to select that and drag and drop it. Okay, so you need to work that way. So whatever item you need, you just need to drag drop. Automatically the code gets generated for the presentation. Okay, so and then if anything is selected, for example, button or something, if it is selected, on the right hand side, you will get the options or the properties. So which method or which thing you have to use, or like which color for the text, or what is the font of the text, or how much size should be the text. So all these properties you will be setting it. So this is more similar to the Eclipse or the NetBeans that you have worked in Java. Okay, so that's why this is like much easier. And if you want more, you can drag drop and add like text views, other things. Okay, so you will be having the IDs. So this ID basically is used in the Java code to program that particular item. Let's say I want to change that text from so and so to something else whenever I click the button. So in that case, you need to access that text to be modified, right? So it is always preferred to have a text messages. Okay, I mean IDs for accessing them in the Java. Okay, so if you see the main program, I told we are naming that button, right? So whatever the button ID that you are using, you need to use it in the Java code as a reference. So we will be using it in the Java code for reference. Okay, so don't worry if you don't understand. I'll be taking you through entire thing one after the other. Okay, and whichever you want to use, you can just get that. So basically when we try like initially buttons, so if the button is not imported, it will give a red color. Okay, so the red colors indicates there are errors in your program. So whenever you click on that and say like import, so like this bulb will come, you just click on it and import, automatically the method will be imported into your program. Okay, so that one error will be mostly seen. Okay, so once the button is red in our Java code, we can add some listeners, or we can write some key press. All these logics that you have worked in Java, the similar way will be working it. Only thing is how to access that button. So that button will be present in activity main with an ID. So that ID we will receive and we will program it. Okay, so and then you have a click method. So like how the Java code looks like, the same way it will be. So but I'll tell you one more time. Okay, so don't worry on that. And so uh, so there can be like sometimes the same button and text will be on top of one above the other. Okay, so even though you say that you have drag dropped separately, ma'am, but still all are coming one above the other. So only thing you need to do is like you have an option here whenever you are designing. So here you will see an option with a what to say, like a stick, magic wand like stick which is appearing. So if you click that, all the constraints will be automatically adjusted. Okay, so if you don't give any constraints, what happens is all by default will be at the starting position. Okay, so the constraint layout will help you, after which what should be there, what should be there, you need to specify the constraints. So that one problem you will be seeing whenever you execute the program. Okay, and then so sometimes you will have problems like when you drag drop also it won't be moving. So if you have that problem, we will go to the code and then we will be working on the things. Okay, so like this. So as I told, there are two ways. One is like the design will be there and text will be there. In design you can drag drop the elements, but in design you will have the same. For button you will have a button syntax, for text you will have a text view syntax. So like this automatically the syntax will be generated. Okay, so you can even work with this, and then if there is any error, it will give in a red color. Okay, So if it is in red color, it means it is not constrained. It means you haven't specified above this what should be there or below this what should be there. So without mentioning that, there is one button. If you click that, automatically all things will be set by default. Okay. So and then like this, the HTML and XML codes and the Java codes will be related. So I'll be sharing this PPT today. So all what I want you is all of you just install Android Studio and execute thoroughly. Okay. So install it and just execute the first program. Don't do anything. Just just launch it and then execute it. Okay. So no modification of code, just start a new program and click play button, and then it should execute in an AVD. So if you find AVD as difficult thing, what you do is like okay, so what you do is like just connect your USB cable to your system. Okay, connect your mobile phone and the USB system. Once you connect it, what you do is go to the settings. Okay, so under the settings, you just try finding out about phone. Okay, so this is about phone. So under this about phone, you click on the software information. So mostly some phones will be little different, but then try to click on that. There is a build number, right? So on this build number, you need to click 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So as I am already a developer, it is saying this message. But for you, if you are first time doing that, it will, you need to click 7 times. It will say you are 2 more steps to be a developer, 3 more steps to be a developer, like that message will be showing. Okay, so once you click 7 times on the build option, what happens is like you will become a developer. So and then once you do it, you just search for USB debugger. Okay, so just click on USB debugger. So you need to make sure that this is enabled. Okay, so you have to enable the debugger. Okay, so I think I lost the connection. One second. Okay, so you need to enable the USB debugger. Okay, so if you click enable, you have to make sure that this is on. Okay, so once this is on, what happens is like in the Android Studio, you can able to see your contact there. Okay, and while execution, it will be showing your let's say I'll show it here quickly. Okay, so here there is an option above to select on which you want to execute. Okay, so there will be app. After this app, if you want to execute it, it will give you like different things. If you have AVD also it will show, and if you have your own phone connected, if device is enabled, and with USB if you connect, your mobile thing will come. You just need to select it and execute it. Once you execute, it will be shown onto the screen. Let's say I have done one simple, the same program. They got installed. Okay, so I have created this simple first program. Okay, so if it will get installed onto your screen like this. So here you have this, so it will be installed here. The same thing, once you click on launch, so the program will be shown here. Okay, so this is how we will be executing the program. So tomorrow, in the next class, probably I'll show with the Android Studio as well, so that there won't be any confusions. Okay, so this is how we will be working. So we'll catch up in the next class then. So I know you have like so many difficulties here in the first thing. Follow this PPT just install Android Studio and just execute the first first application program. Okay. So see you then in the next class. If you have any doubts or queries, just text in Teams. I'll be helping you out. Okay. See you then. Bye bye.